brutal world of Dark Souls is almost upon us, and it's already thirsting for the blood, sweat, and tears of eager players. As the successor to Demon's Souls, Game Trailer's 2009 RPG of the Year, Dark Souls is upping the ante with more of everything, from weapons and spells to enemies and armor, and a new seamlessly interconnected world to explore. Some issues from Demon's Souls have also re-emerged, with a couple of areas harboring poor frame rates and questionable corpse physics. The interesting and complex online systems are back as well, and they're pivotal to the experience. While Dark Souls feels like a single-player game most of the time, there's a massively multiplayer framework that's operating in often mysterious behind-the-scenes ways. As such, we feel that we need to experience the game with the servers up, running, and populated before we can deliver a review. That said, we're having a blast playing the game between bouts of extreme frustration. It's a difficult game, with certain roadblocks that can stump you for hours before yielding that incredible sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. The carefully constructed open world encourages exploration and experimentation when the obvious path seems barred, and rewards your thoroughness by revealing shortcuts that link disparate areas. The combat is tactile and meaty. Heavy weapons deliver convincingly crushing blows, while ones requiring finesse broaden your moveset in surprising ways. Expect to employ strategy in how you equip yourself, and devise moment-to-moment tactics during melee. Dark Souls is truly an action RPG, where your focus and reflexes are just as important as your stats. The PlayStation 3 version of the game shares servers with Japan, where the game launched last month. However, technical problems with the servers prevented us from experiencing the game's online component, until this past Friday with the deployment of patch 1.03. Since the patch went live, we've been able to tackle bosses cooperatively, invade players who dare risk their humanity, and partake in the game's covenants. These covenants function like in-game factions, and the player base is only just starting to become fully aware of the effects they have on your experience. We've allied with the Forest Hunters, who are charged with protecting the Darkroot Garden from would-be grave robbers who happen to be other players. When we dabbled with the Grave Lords, we bequeathed a mighty sword and spell, and were encouraged to kill other players with abandon. There are at least 9 covenants to seek out, each with ranks to advance in and mysteries to unlock, and at this point in the game's life, the specifics surrounding how they all work are shrouded in rumor and hearsay.
Such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
Players' ghostly images and helpful messages also have become abundant following the patch, providing a sense of camaraderie via the helpful hints left by your fellow undead, who are tackling some of the more daunting problems right alongside you. If you are in the hollowed state, you can offer your services as Phantom and attempt to reclaim some humanity by helping a fellow player vanquish an area's boss. You can unhollow and regain your human form to attempt and invade another player's game and filch their humanity. More subtle effects include Miracle Resonance, where certain spells echo through other people's games, boosting their effectiveness. Even a dropped item can send ripples, taking on life as a vagrant spirit in another's realm. We've also discovered that elements of the online experience will seep into your game regardless of whether you're connected or not. You'll be able to summon NPC phantoms to help you fight bosses, for instance, and if you hang around too long in human form, you may be in for a visit by a most unpleasant guest. The 60-plus hours we've put into Dark Souls leave us with little doubt that the game lives up to its ghoulish tagline. Though the community is often working toward your detriment, we feel like we need to experience it in full effect before giving you our final word. Check back later this week for the full review, after we've been able to play with a local, hopefully lag-free population.